It's like this temperature, you know?
Yeah.
It's a nice breeze, and I just remember like trying to roll the blunt outside, and like my weed was getting blown everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And this kid stopped by like right after I was done smoking, and he's like, "Yo, if you guys got a blunt, I'll burn with you right now." And I was like, "Yo, I actually have a blunt." We're doing podcast things.
Yeah, we're doing
Fuck yeah.
podcast things. I've turned the thing on. We've been talking about doing podcast things.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll do a podcasty introduction. Even though, like, honestly, I feel like I always have, like, these great conversations.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, the second you go, hey, welcome to the podcast, suddenly nobody knows what to talk about anymore.
No, I feel you.
But, alright, so podcast intro things. So I'm Cass Blood.
Monsieur Perry.
And we were talking about doing a podcast for a while because we just have awesome conversations.
And should record them.
Yeah, so
I'm rolling a blunt.
hey, rolling a blunt. We just came back from our
Morning errands.
early afternoon kind of errands.
Yeah,
basically.
it is probably early afternoon, huh?
Morning, also known as early afternoon.
Our morning.
Our morning or second morning, because I woke up with Kyle.
I woke up with Sarah.
Yeah, so we both wake up with the people we're dating so that they can go to work. I drive Kyle to work and drop him off.
I just say bye and give kisses.
Yep. And then my bum ass gets in the car all day.
My bum ass don't do nothing all day.
Perry lays in bed until
Yeah,
my
till
bum
Cass
ass
wakes
gets
up.
out of the bed. But so we did the Duncan. We did Duncan,
Mutual hates me.
Mutual hate.
Mutual.
Nikki's house, Metro PCS. That's like 4 fucking places.
And then Petro.
And then Petro, 5 places. We're good.
Right? Getting there. So, fucking, me and TJ, when I was still living around the corner at Shadows,
Yep.
we were talking about doing a podcast. Because, like, me and TJ used to sit and talk about black holes in the universe and fucking shit for hours.
Oh wait, sidebar before you even get into it. TJ's been to the house one time, and like we didn't have any deep conversation like that, but literally in like my one like sort of one-on-one conversation with him, I was like, man, I wish I recorded that because he's like, I don't know.
TJ's super intelligent.
Yeah, he's really smart. He's good at talking. But go on with your story.
So, damn. So me and TJ used to like sit and we were talking, and then one time without him knowing, I sat there and recorded like 2.5 hour conversation between the two of us, just smoking weed, hanging out, and I ended up sending it to my buddy's dad, who does he's getting his astrophysicist doctorate currently at MIT, and he's like fucking super intelligent. So I sent him this recording, just me and TJ like bopping around and shit, you know, bopping back and forth, and he ended up like using it as like a piece for his thesis project. Like, this is the world that we live in. These are 2 young kids who are clearly smoking weed because we're talking about it half the time, and like he showed his professor and shit, and he's like, well, you know, those are people that like I'd like to have come into class. And it's like, dude, you do not want me and TJ in a fucking class together. But like, it'd be a lot of fun, super intelligent, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, TJ's just that level above me.
Yeah.
Like, the big thing is, Malcolm Keith is like the catalyst for all of us. TJ, Andrew, Alden, me, like, Malcolm Keith's the one that taught us all how to think and not why to think. You know? Like, just think differently, ask questions about everything. But they all got a couple years more than I did. You know, they were old enough to ask questions I wish I could have. But like, at the same time, like, that's why we are the way we are, and we're all so close and shit like that, you know? Which is also really fucking cool. You know, just have like a bond that's way stronger than family that'll never ever let go because you're not allowed to, you know? It's different because like with family it's not by choice, with friends it's by choice, but we're somewhere right in the middle where we're friends but we don't have a choice in the matter.
I mean, I need to track of what you're saying. This is the podcast where Kyrie says like insightful, intelligent things, and Cass just coughs the whole time.
I wouldn't consider this insightful. It's just
No,
nonsense.
he's talking about music. Compared to all the shit that I'm expressing, when you're
Yeah.
like, oh, my lungs hurt. You're being very insightful
Yeah.
by comparison.
I don't know. I just like. I feel like our big issue. I feel like we were talking about this maybe with you the other day. Like Andrew's super intelligent, but his biggest issue is like he's just lazy. You know, and that's why I was so happy when he left, because like that meant he was doing something. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's actually doing something with his life. He's like, he was gonna come up this month, but he just got like a job for 5.5 months down there that like he really, really wants and needs. You know, it's a lot of money. It's a nice job. Like, that's what Andrew needs to do. He needs to get his shit straight, and he wasn't doing that here. You
Yeah,
know?
no, he wasn't. We had a few like conversations with him. He really like I don't know, they weren't promoting him really at Concordia or like
Yeah.
doing like, you know, he was basically like, oh, I'm in a rut. He's stuck on some like kid shit, just spending like all his time hustling and all his money on cars.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, like I want to do more, but I want to do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. He was fucking. Yeah, I'm glad he went too, because he was like really feeling stuck here.
Yeah.
In like.
Andrew needs to like, once he's done getting all his licenses and shit, he'll have some money, and he needs to go to school. Like a solid 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, once he knows what he wants to do, and like that's a big part of the reason why I didn't go to school. Like, I could have gotten my GED years ago and just went and did it, but it's like I don't want to go to school and waste an entire scholarship or fucking be in debt for the rest of my life if one, I don't know whatever I'm going for is going to be able to repay that. Like, if I go to college, I want to be able to pay it back in 5 years. You know?
Yeah.
Which is like, for,
Oh, you see that?
yeah, in today's day and age, and like for kids our age, that's not even a possibility. You know? And that's like a really big problem for me. Like, I don't want to go to school and waste 4 years of my life with something that's not going to make me money. You know?
Yeah.
And something I'm not going to enjoy for the rest of my life. Like, if I don't enjoy what I'm doing, why do it?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know, man. I got an associate's degree in nothing in particular.
Yeah.
Transfer. I mean, and like, I don't know. I dropped out of high school when I was like 16. Then got my GED. Actually, for the first time recently, I thought to myself that it might have been nice to go back to high school after like 2 years instead of going to
Get your GED?
no, instead of going to college. But I already got my GED.
Yeah.
But after a couple months of being out of school, my parents were basically like, "Oh, you should have to fucking go finish your GED test or like get the fuck out."
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. If I didn't do that, then I hit or miss could have gone back to high school when I was like 19
Yeah.
or 18.
See, that's my big thing.
But like, I got the GED first, and then
Yeah.
I got an associate's degree after like a couple of years. You know, like I went when I was ready. I know a lot of kids get pressured, and even though I don't know, we got things that I thought I wanted to do, I changed my mind a lot. But for me, it was worth it for me just for like the education, the experience.
Yeah.
But it was also like free. I don't have any debt from it because it was all like it was all paid for by like Pell Grants and like you know, I paid cash for my books or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so
So like my thing is, I've got grants and fucking scholarships out the ass. I'm a handicapped 22-year-old kid from a shitty city who got a 1380 out of 1440 on his SATs. You know, like I aced my SATs. All my teachers got my results and shit back and asking me what college I wanted to go to, so they could write like recommendation letters. You know, and it's like at that point I didn't even want to go to college. You know, I wanted to go to school, but not like an actual college. I wanted to go get like a trade degree, become ASC certified, so I could work on cars anywhere. You know, but before that, my father kicked me out, and like that's what fucked me. You know, my dad kicked me out at 15. Fucking bounced around for years, came back, and then at that point, by the time I got back, I was like 16, almost 17 years old. You know, like a year and a half, almost 2 years later, I had no want to go back into school. You know, I'd been out into the world and dealt with reality and been living on my own and at that point I couldn't go back to school because I needed to have a job and like live somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, fast forward 5 years to where I am now, it's like, fuck, I need to get my GED because I never did. And I need to get into school, but what am I going to go for? Well, I'd like to go for mechanical engineering and economics, but the route I'm looking at is going to be 6 to 8 years. You know, and it's like by the time I'm done, I'll be almost 30, but I'll come out and be able to make the money I want to, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, that's a lot of time, and I'm not motivated or medically capable even to go do 6 years of school. You know, like I'm lacking ambition because I'm having medical problems. And that's like a lot of my issue, you know?
Yeah.
Because I can't get through full school year. I couldn't, maybe 6th grade, 7th grade, I made it through a full school year because I waited till the summer to have surgery. You know,
Yeah.
and I spent an entire surgery in the hospital because I had 4 in a summer, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, most of the time I like to have winters for surgeries. That way I can have a summer.
Yeah.
You know, I need summer. I need sunlight. Keeps my depression all right, you know? Like, which is tough. I need to get to a spot in my life where I'm not going to have a surgery for a solid, 9 months a year. You know, at least 3 semesters.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I know I could go do a couple, like, 1 or 2 semester classes, like, a couple days a week and do shit like that, but it's like, I can't do that because I'll lose motivation and not want to go to class. Like, if I'm going to, like, when I get into school, 1, I need to live on campus. 2, I need to be completely motivated and want to do exactly what I'm doing. And I need to go to class and just, like, literally dive in both feet first, you know, and go do a double major of mechanical engineering and economics. Go get a master's degree in mechanical engineering and an associate's degree in economics, and then I could take over the companies I want to. Because by then everybody's going to want to retire anyways. So, like, I guess I kind of do have a plan, but not really, because at the same time, like, if I had the choice, tomorrow I'd hop on a bike and take off.
Yeah, it's like, maybe not a plan. It sounds like you have, like, an idea.
Yeah.
Sounds like you have, like, 2 ideas.
Yeah.
But both of them pretty much hinge on you getting to a fucking stable health point. Which,
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking, it's, you're fucked up, dude.
No.
Your whole body is fucked. Alright, we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
Here's a mental trick I learned is I closed the Audacity so it doesn't look like we're recording a podcast anymore. So don't
Alright.
fuck with your head.
Alright.
That's
I feel
a
that.
strategy. Because the podcast is you against the computer.
Mm-hmm.
The computer wants to make you sound like shit on purpose, and you want to sound good. Alright. So, but we are on a podcast. So, alright, the thing about Perry is Perry has spina bifida.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
starters.
To start with.
Perry's a mess.
So like right now, if you just look at if you looked at Perry, it'd be like you'd look at his face and you'd be like, alright, like normal, like sort of like Portuguese, like hipster looking dude, and then you fucking continue his torso. It's like, alright, like usually has like a pretty cool like t-shirt on. Like this one's kind of like a light, like kind of acid wash, dark red t-shirt. He's got fucking fresh, like wooden sunglasses, and when you kind of notice, he has like fucking extra strong arms. You're like, alright, this is like a hipster, and like he does a physical activity. But then like you look down, and it's like this is a motherfucker with some skinny legs, and then you keep going down, and they're like, yo, this is a motherfucker with one fucking big foot, the skinny calf brace leg, and then one no leg from about like a quarter of like
Probably a quarter of your
like
calf.
a quarter of a fucking shin to close to the knee. Like
Yeah.
he had 25% of a shin and under his knee, and then fucking my foot is underneath his leg where his foot
Should be.
would normally go. But I knew this kid. He only just got it off this
January 20th.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He just got it off in January. This motherfucker got a hole in his foot. A rock. You got a rock in your foot.
A rock in my foot.
You got a rock
yeah.
stuck in his foot. He can't. The left leg that he has, he can't feel that. Or you can't feel your shin either?
I can't feel anything from the knee down.
The knee down on his left leg, and then was it the same on this leg?
Yeah.
Or can you feel?
I can feel like part of the nub
He's
now.
starting to be able to feel the nub, but you couldn't feel it
I
before you
couldn't
had
feel
the surgery.
No, or
Yeah.
the foot.
Yeah, you couldn't feel the foot, but the left leg wears like a brace. Right now, he has this fucking white brace on.
Beat the shit.
And beat shit, he's out now. And his fucking right leg didn't need a brace, but it was just all like stupid and crooked. It fucking
Yeah, it's just
sucked.
fucked up. It was a
sucked
fucked
at
up
footing.
looking. It was a shit show.
Yeah, and so that's when it starts, and then he used to, when you're a teenager, walk all like crazy, like,
Crazy legs.
yeah, crazy legs, like turning out fucking, did not look like a very comfortable way to walk at all. And as a result of that, his fucking back is fucked up. But this motherfucker like just rides a bike everywhere,
Everywhere.
mostly. Well, I mean, like, when he had 2 legs, he did,
Yeah.
and he will again.
Oh, very soon.
In the coming
Very
weeks.
soon.
It's already working on it. We've been for a bike ride that, like, well, I was on a longboard and he was on a
Yeah.
bike, and it was just fucking best time.
Hell,
I fucking,
last time I was in the city, I went for a bike ride with my crutches and a backpack behind me. Fucking rode around for like 4 hours, broke my prosthetic.
yeah, it was like,
It's
that was
nonsense.
crazy.
Yeah.
He's fucking, he's on the new bike status. He's getting there. But you get another prosthetic, right?
I don't know, I missed my appointment one day,
Oh,
actually.
yeah, did you
So-
just sleep all day?
No, I was
that
having
it?
some family issues.
No, wait, Monday?
Yeah,
No, Tuesday.
last Monday.
Oh, last Monday. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I missed my leg appointment and my first physical therapy appointment all on the same day, and I was like,
I remember
oh.
you came in the kitchen, you were like, failed.
Yep, I just failed the days. I failed at living today. I'm gonna go back to bed, and I went in my room and I smoked a bowl and passed out, like literally until Sarah got back. But when hours later or whatever.
Alright, so when's your rescheduled like appointment? Do you have one yet?
No, not yet. Because like he's basically like one, I'm waiting for some parts to come in. But he was just gonna like replace the one that is there. And two, like he just fits me in between like other people because I'm quick and easy, So it's like because most of the time he's like booked for months on end.
Yeah.
Like in order to get in there, you gotta wait like forever. So like he really just sees me like in between other people's appointments or like on his lunch break or like after work. I'll run in there and just get it done.
Yeah.
Like he's a really close friend to like my stepsister's godmother. That's crazy to say.
I just have a question. Why are you so quick compared to other people at appointments? Just, I don't know.
I don't know. I knew what I was getting into going into it. I did a lot of research beforehand. Like I basically.
So you just don't have like 1,000 questions or anything?
Yeah, I don't have 1,000 questions. I'm really easy to deal with. I know what he needs to get done. I know what I need to get done. Like, I was helping him do a lot of it. Like, when we were making the cast, like, the plastic part on my prosthetic,
Yeah.
when we were making that, like, I was helping him do it. So, like, it was probably 3 times quicker.
What do you do?
Alright, so, like, you're wrapping, there's a sock over your leg. And then, like, you're wrapping this, like, cast material almost around it. And smoothing it out, making sure there's no air bubbles or anything, but like you go through multiple wraps, so like you have to hold one end down while the next one's being put down, and like I could just grab it, open it up, soak it, get it ready, because it's got to be like sat in hot water for a bit, and then you got to like work it on. So he's holding one or finishing one as I'm starting the next, and then he's working on one, and then I'm finishing that one and he's starting the next one. Instead of having him wait and do it every time, I'm just starting it. Like we're swapping back and forth wrapping it.
Oh yeah. That's how
we got.
That's how they measure
Like yeah.
Measure, and that's with the silicone sock.
Yeah.
And then
That's how you make
that,
the initial cast.
and then they make a plastic mold around it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. And like the other thing is like he likes to make sure like once everything's good that like you're not having skin breakdown. Like that's a big thing. And I was on top of it for myself because like I know what to look for. I've dealt with things. I've got a much larger medical background than a lot of people because of what I've dealt with. So like a lot of the little things he didn't have to worry about because he knew I was on top of.
What sort of, how do you prevent like skin breakdown? What do you look at?
You gotta keep it dry, especially like as it's getting like while it still has stitches. You gotta make sure like it stays dry, like fucking obsessively, you know, like even like sweat and shit. And then once it's all healed, like this is like, that's why when I first had the sock on and this was in there for like hours, I was only supposed to have it on for like an hour or two and then take it off. Because it's just like the pressure against the skin that's not normally touched by much. Like, how often do you have something hard pressed against your shin? You know,
yeah, I don't play
like,
soccer or anything.
Yeah.
Never.
Exactly. You know, and especially like freshly minted skin that's very close to bone, like they basically just took this skin and folded it over and then sewed it back together. You know, they took the skin from the front of my leg and the back of my leg and folded it together. And, you know, so just like that area is very susceptible for like pressure and force and, you know, so, well, it gets super dried out too, which is like a delicate dance, you know, making sure it's not overly dry so your skin doesn't crack and the scar doesn't crack, but keeping it dry enough that you don't deal with skin breakdown.
Yeah, you gotta moisturize that shit.
Yeah.
Lightly,
yeah.
lightly moisturize. Maybe gently exfoliate.
Gently exfoliate.
That's just taking on gently exfoliate.
Yeah. I want to go get, like, we should go have a massage day soon. Like a spa day. Like, I feel like we should all go. Like, me, you, Sarah, Pete, Jeremy, Kyle, like, everybody. We just walk into a spa and we're like, hey guys, like, we want to have a spa day
Spa
today.
for 6.
Mm-hmm. I wish I was a millionaire because I'd just buy a spa out for the day. You know? Be like, listen, we want to smoke in here, and we want to be the only people in here, but we want, like, a full spa day. You know? Go to, like, a really fancy one. But I'm not a millionaire.
Yeah.
I should be.
Also, not gonna lie, not that keen on being touched by strangers.
That's understandable.
That's
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, like, I don't know. I'll get a massage because those are people who are like really good at it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I feel like I understand how much by not being touched by strangers.
So, like, being touched by strangers, fucking Amanda Palmer is the lead singer of the Dresden Dolls. She is, like, a really cool person, like, really out there, wild, like, she was the 8-foot woman in New York for a while, and, like, stood in a bride's dress and handed flowers and smiled at people, like, just because she could, you know, wanted nothing in return but, like, a smile and a hug. But she had a crowdfunding, like, party and a concert, like, private concert a couple months ago, and while she was there, she gave all of the guests Sharpies and then stripped down naked and stood on, like, a pedestal and let everybody draw on her naked body. And I think, like, that's fucking crazy, just because, like, that's a lot of trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, blindfolded, standing on a pedestal in the middle of a party, and you give everybody Sharpies to write on your naked body is really intense.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like, that's a super, like, trust thing. You know? Like, that's putting a lot of trust into a lot of people.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's, like, I guess it is. But if there's so many people around,
No, I know.
everyone's just drawing and having a good time.
Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't, like, a massive concert. You know, it was, like, a private, like, crowdfunding party. Like, some of the biggest donors, I guess, were flown out and shit like that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
guessing, you know? But yeah, it was, like, a smaller party. It's just really, like, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, I'd be like,
You know? Like, I could probably stand naked in front of a bunch of people. Like, that wouldn't bother me all so much. But, like, having everybody draw on me, like, blindfolded on a pedestal. Like,
also, like, I don't want to go to a party and spend the whole time, like, laying down, like,
you know, like, standing up.
oh, standing up. Oh,
Yeah.
standing on a
Like,
pedestal?
standing on a pedestal,
Oh, I thought you
blindfolded.
Well,
How do you lay on a pedestal? You're gonna plank for, like,
yeah,
8 hours?
It could be a pedestal, like, the size of a human being.
Oh, true.
Like,
I guess.
you just get on a laying down, size and shape pedestal
Yeah.
a few feet off the floor where people can read. Like, yo,
Like that's
like
perfect.
the island.
Yeah, the island's
you
perfect
just go
height
lay on the
actually.
island
Yeah.
and be drawn on. Like, what's up, guys? But you're so like, yo, just why? I don't know. I just honestly, I could if I'm gonna be naked in front of a bunch of people, anyways, I could probably be drawn on. But I don't want to be blindfolded.
Yeah, that's the part that kind of gets
boring.
me.
Just like,
Well, no, I think it'd be really. I feel like being blindfolded would be so much more intense because your senses would be heightened. You know what I'm saying? Like every touch would be like nonsense.
or maybe it makes it easier because then you have to like
I don't know because
look
like
at everyone while they're looking at you naked and like drawn.
I don't know.
They drawn.
Yeah, what are they drawing? You know, like
Just dicks.
yeah.
That also happened if I did that and invited the people I knew who would contribute to my thing. As I would stand up and it would just be like dicks.
Yeah,
Dicks.
huge, really defined dicks.
You'd be like,
I'd put Cass Flood is funny right
Yes.
across your back. You should get that as a tattoo, like on your wrist, like Cass Flood is funny.
no.
I will. That's gonna be my next tattoo, Cass.
Hey, man, your body. Your decision. I would. Yeah, I know.
But then when you become like super famous and like a millionaire comedian, you'd be a comedian or is it a comic?
I think both is appropriate.
Alright,
Either
Alright.
interchangeable.
yeah. Well, either way, I'd be like, yeah, I got this like before she got famous.
Yeah.
You know, and then sell my skin after I die as like a little memento.
Hell yeah, we can save that shit all, right?
Hell yeah. I want to save my skin as like a skin suit.
Skin suit?
Yeah, like I want somebody to like put my skin suit on a mannequin and like put me in a room somewhere. I know it's a little weird, but like I'm a little weird.
The fuck is that?
Caterpillar.
Caterpillar.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Snapchat's nonsense.
Yeah, it is. I fucking Snapchat was a thing that made me realize I was old because one year I just went to Christmas and I learned about Snapchat
Yeah.
because I never heard of it. And
Yeah.
all my little cousins and as it turns out my younger siblings as well were just all on Snapchat. And I was like, it's just a picture message or a short video message.
Yeah. Like
And they're like, what is a Snapchat?
I feel like I was
Oh,
super late to the game.
Well,
But like
it
I
just
love
doesn't matter.
Snapchat. I love Snapchat. I think it's fucking awesome. Gets you in a lot of trouble, but it's awesome.
I don't know.
Like when me, Nate, and Dante were living down the street, like we made a pact to just not open Snapchats in public because like you never knew what was coming over, like ever, like absolute nonsense stuff I won't even say on the podcast, just scary.
It's a picture message or a short video message.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
you can do a lot in 10 seconds.
I know, but like, I don't know. I just don't see myself being able to.
Yeah.
Just not involved with people like that. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't want to send you brief video messages all the time. Like, look, this is what's happening in front of me.
It's normally, like, I don't know. There's some people that I'll Snapchat instead of texting. You know?
That's interesting. That's like futuristic. I take it back. I guess I'm just fucking. I don't know. I guess you're just living in the future.
I'm just living in
just-
the future.
I'm just stuck with fucking shitty
Or,
audio
like,
phone calls so people can't even see
The
my
other
face.
thing is, like, Facebook has video calls. Like, you can video call somebody from Facebook to
Yeah.
Facebook, which is so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really are living in the future, man. You can video call anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is. It's fucking wild, man. It's wild.
That's kind of just.
We have driverless cars now.
Well, not
The government like actually approved driverless cars for sale, and like a couple states are already allowing them on the roads and shit. They've been crash tested. Like they're really doing it, and it's kind of like worrying. You know, I don't think there's because I don't think there's been enough like research done. Like I know they've been testing them for years,
Yeah,
and like,
but I don't know. I haven't really heard of them until like recently.
but like I've been like the first driverless car that I remember like reading about was probably like 2007, 2008, and Volvo was doing like first tests on the Nürburgring in like an XC90 or something, driven by like an autonomous robot. Um, and now like that's 8 years ago. They've probably been working on it for 15 years at this point. If they let it out to the public 8 years ago, so
I wish that instead of fully driverless car, I wish they just kept regular cars, but the technology instead of going into the cars went into the driverless robots. And that by now we were starting to have really cool driverless robots everywhere.
Yeah.
That would change a lot of things, because you know why? Because like Uber and Lyft never would have happened.
Yeah.
If
but
they
Uber's
had the technology
awesome.
going. Oh yeah, it is, but I'm saying if they had the technology going where like robot drivers were already like good to go.
Yeah. Well, like I kind of feel like that's what they're gonna end up doing with a lot of the driverless cars.
Are they gonna put like little robot dudes in it?
No, like you don't. There doesn't need to be a driver. So say, like, you buy a cab company has them. So you call.
Could you get an option? I would love that.
Think about it. So like
an option.
You
for driverless car is that they just put like a little robot dude in there.
I mean, possibly.
The little driver's hat.
But like,
put sunglasses on him.
So say you call or text or like go on an app and send a message to this company, right? They have a fleet of driverless cars. They send you a driverless car to wherever you are. Just type in the address of the GPS. It picks you up and drives you home.
Yeah.
Like it cuts out so much like nonsense. It automatically knows where to go. It automatically knows how to get there. Like the quickest way of getting there. Like say you and your friends are drunk.
Yeah, no one has to drive.
Nobody has to drive. It doesn't matter what time it is. Cabs can be ran 24 hours a day.
Hell yeah.
Like that's really the only way I see it like working is if something like that like catches on.
Yeah, basically
or
like an automated taxi service.
Yeah, or like if companies bought them for their like employees. People who commute. Like say there's just a yard full of them somewhere. And especially around here, because people who live around us, not so much in New Bedford, but like I'm sure there's people that live in New Bedford too, but like commute up to Boston or to Providence. You can have 5 coworkers or 6 coworkers get into a car, and then it drives directly to and from work.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't know. Harry, thoughts?
No, man, it's gonna be interesting, and it could happen in our lifetime.
I think it will happen in our lifetime, for sure. I mean, look at what happened in our parents' lifetime. The internet.
Oh, yeah.
Like.
It went from, like, just all, like, disconnected. And the interstate, too. The interstate was made in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so, like,
it was.
Imagine, like, I think about this about like New Bedford all the time before the interstate. Like there was like much fewer suburbs around.
Yeah.
Like this was really like isolated, and like so much of the country was much more like isolated before the interstate. And then like also there was no like internet, and that was like obviously there wasn't. And they made that, and it was like people became kind of more like physically like connected, and then the internet after.
Yeah. So like most of the interstate was there prior to. It was just in shorter sections and wasn't as big. Like most of the bridges weren't as functional. Like I feel like it was like the early 70s, and they were like into the early 80s. They like connected all of the highways, and that's like Route 66 has been there since like the 40s.
Yeah.
They made that. I feel like it was like right before World War I to like move shit. But it was already like a trail across country.
Yeah.
But like in the grand scheme of things, our infrastructure hasn't like our highways and bridges and shit hasn't really been looked at since like the 30s. Like that's when most of it was put into place. Like especially around here, we have old highways and bridges. Like they've been redone in sections and parts and looked at and somewhat maintained, but like we need our entire infrastructure system to be like redone. Like it's falling apart. It's really bad. Like the state of the country is boggling my mind, and I'm not even political. Not even in a political sense. It's just like it's nutty. It's nutty.
Just like the physical state of the items in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, dude, it is. It's not good.
Yeah, like the systems in which are in place don't work. You know, like at all. Our government, our economic system, our infrastructure, nothing's been looked at or changed in 200 years. You know, like the last big overhaul of like the financial system was in the 30s after the Great Depression. Like that's 80 years ago right now.
Yeah, and now we're an
You know,
entirely different
An
place.
yeah,
We're
exactly.
entirely different people. Again, like,
It's a different world, and
yeah, because
Nothing's changed.
even though industrialization was happening, like, people were starting to get connected, still just so much of the country was not very much populated.
yeah,
And even,
there's more people here than should have ever been.
yeah.
Like for sure. Like we should not be at whatever it is, like 9 billion people. Like the Earth is not meant to have that many people on it. Period. Like it shouldn't happen. But you know, mass genocide and shit is not like looked upon nicely, I guess, in
Yeah,
today's
well, it's like,
society.
who you gonna pick?
No, I know that's the
Like,
thing.
you don't want to hurt anybody, that's not cool.
Well, I know who I'd pick. Let's go pick out all the big cats. Like all the billionaires, start with them. Like if you have a bank account with more than $10 billion, you will be killed. You know? And then redistribute all of that. Well,
but that's,
that's
so mean. Why are they gonna die? You can just take all their money. Who cares? Like,
because
how they gonna
if
die? Fuck this.
they're still alive, they'll just be perpetuated. Regardless of how much money you take, they can be broke tomorrow and they'll still have money and they'll still have power.
Well,
You need to take the power out of the system.
part of I've had this idea about the redistribution of wealth, which is that like if you have say a $10 billion bank account, it mostly just sits there and collects interest when
Yeah.
you're invested in something.
Yeah.
So why not just cash it out and give it to other people?
Yeah.
And then when they want it, you just upload them more money.
Because people aren't nice and they're assholes and
It's just like,
I don't know. Like
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's money that's kind of not being spent on anything.
no.
So why don't we just
I mean if somebody
turn
gave
it
me $1
into
million
like a real money and just straight be like give it out? But when they want it back, they're gonna like want it. It's theirs eventually. Like you can just put it in the computer that they have it. Like you know what I mean? Like banking
Yeah.
is all computers nowadays. So you just write it. Oh yeah, 4 billion. All right, go invest.
Yeah. I mean I wish somebody would give me $1 million. Like one, it'd be spent really quickly. Like if somebody ever gave me $1 million, it'd be spent like within a week. But I wouldn't be dumb about it. I'd go buy a company and then invest some money into weed. Like legitimate like weed. Like not
Like legal weed.
yeah, like legal, you know, go invest in like a big weed like dealer, like corporation out in like Colorado or Washington or Oregon or something, you know, and just like let my shares go through the roof. Like wait 10 years, you know? Nonsense. I don't know. I wish somebody would just like give me a loan, you know, but nobody's gonna give a kid who never passed who never graduated high school, no GED, and smokes way too much weed a loan.
For no reason.
Yeah, you know,
Like,
I should have a loan because I could do amazing things. I mean, I guess anybody could do awesome things with $1 million, right? But I don't know. It's what you do with it. You know. I mean, look at this. All right, Trump's dad gave him a loan of $1 million, and look at that jackass. You know. So like, I wish my fucking father gave me a loan of $1 million when I turned 18.
Yeah, people say like, oh, that's a hell of a head start. It's like, yeah, it is. Like,
Yeah.
look how much of a head start it is that
Yeah.
even this guy fucking can make it. Like,
Yeah.
there you go.
He's a fucking moron, and somehow like he took $1 million and you know came out smelling like fucking roses. I mean, that's what happens. We live in America. Your last name and your social status mean more than anything to, and that's what produces your income.
Yeah.
You know, unless
I know,
like you
man.
absolutely work your ass off, like it's just
Dude,
how it works.
We'll get political. You want to hear my honest opinion about Trump?
Yeah. What's your honest opinion about Trump?
Character for TV.
Yeah.
Hilarious character. Yo, I bet like at some point, like when he goes home at the end of the day,
Mhm.
he's like a regular dude.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like
he gets on TV and beats bad shit. It's all.
But he's always been super arrogant, like always.
Yeah, I think that's like
His
I
thing.
kind of think it's a character. I mean, he's probably like kind of like that. You know what I mean? He's probably not like a little mousy pushover in real life, but I feel like at like some point he's just like fucking regular dude. He just wakes up in the morning and like has like a coffee and then like fucking he's like, alright, like it's time to go be done like Trump today, and he fucking combs his hair over and like gets a suit on and is like makes faces at himself in the mirror like trying to get in the character, and then it's like, alright, like
Off to work, honey.
off to work, honey, and then whatever the fuck. I don't even know what he says. Because I think it's all just for TV.
Yeah.
Like
I want to move to like the south of France.
South of France.
Yeah.
Why?
It's beautiful. Well, see, this is my thing. All right, so I want to go backpacking through like bits and pieces of Europe. Like I want to go to Cinqueterre, Italy, because I have a rock from there, and I've never been because my mom's friend went. That's another whole long story, but I want to do the El Camino path, and that's from like the tip of France to the tip of Spain, which like is just like a huge pilgrimage. Like it's pretty well known. And I just want to go buy myself a vineyard in France and grow wine. Well, grow grapes. You don't grow wine, but grow wine grapes.
Just picking bottles off the vine.
Yeah, you know.
Like, fresh wine.
Go build a vineyard and grow grapes and grow weed and just make my wine fucking weed and hang out and not have to worry about anything. You know, if Germany like decides to fucking come and invade us again, I'll just become German.
That sounds like a good plan. I would do that stateside.
Where?
I don't know. I haven't really researched this grape growing.
I mean, like,
people grow grapes around here. It's not particularly.
No, I know, but like.
Well, I don't even know enough to actually.
Yeah, there's a couple of vineyards around here. Like, my friend's family owns one of the vineyards. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, somewhere. It's expensive here. I think.
I don't know. I just feel like
you have to get a visa. You have to get a plane ticket. Yeah, plane ticket. Well,
I don't know. I think it'd be awesome.
Just do it.
I want
to do it in the United States.
I want to travel the world a little bit.
Just jump in a car.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Well, no, it'd be way easier to jump in a car, fucking go out to California, and go out to wine country and grow grapes and shit. And well, I don't know. I want to go see the world. You know?
Yeah, I need to do some of that. I haven't been that many places.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around the U.S. and like went to British Columbia, like up in Canada and shit. Like, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't been to Canada yet.
Yeah. Canada's a lot of nothingness.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, like there's a
look
lot.
At trees or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of nothing forever driving through most of Canada. That's a long ass fucking drive, man. Canada's huge.
Yeah.
Like, bigger than the US. For sure. It's wild.
Much smaller population.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, talking about, like, size of places. The map we use, like, today is so fucked up because it really doesn't show you, like, how much bigger anything is than us. Like, Africa's, like, massive compared to us. Like, Alaska is huge. Like, huge. Let me see if I can get, like, a correctly sized map for you right now, actually. scale correct.
Harry,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just trying to fill this dead air
Yeah.
while you're Googling that.
Sorry.
No. I mean, you're doing a lot of talking. I'm quiet. You fine with it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking for one that's like, there's like a specific one I was looking for, but I can't find it at the moment. But like that's,
Yeah, that one's like, yeah, and this one like the United States is like the size, and then the United States and Canada, I think,
yeah,
is like the size of like almost just like the top part of Africa,
yeah.
and then like Brazil, it was the size you expect it to be to fit.
Well, it's all
Huge
South
premise.
America.
Really, yeah, South America. I fucking sounded mad ignorant right now.
All of Brazil.
All of
Brazil's
Brazil.
like
All of
this
South-
big.
yeah, Brazil.
South America's like,
No, all of South America, yeah. But the Russians all
Russia's
Asia.
huge too.
just all Eurasia, just
Yeah.
like that.
Look how big Australia is.
It's not that big. It's with North America.
But yeah,
It's like
look at like compared to North America, it's like almost as wide.
yeah,
Like it's as wide as the United States. Maybe not all.
almost.
Yeah,
We're not talking.
but it's fucking like I always pictured Australia as like a, I don't know, like it's Texas. You know, like the size of Texas.
Yeah, I always figured it was about the size of the United States. That was my understanding. But I didn't realize how big Africa was, at least according to this fucking
Yeah.
scaled map. I think I figured just a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Not like tiny, but maybe just a little.
Yeah. I mean, like, so it started, like, the reason why I, like, got onto this was, I watched this huge, like, 2.5 hour long fucking, I don't know, like, documentary sort of thing. And it was, like, basically talking all about that, like, why our perception of, like, the world is so fucked up. Because in order to fit a map, like, flat, they have to, like, twist and bend part of the earth, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, it ends up really, like, compressed in that area. But I can't, there's, like, more to the documentary. I just can't even, like, think of it right now. But it was really, like, getting into that. It's pretty wild, though. It's pretty wild. It was, like, something to do with, like, the size that we perceive things. Because we perceive ourselves as, like, fairly large, you know? Put it in, like, the grand scheme of things, we're, like, really small. Yeah.
Like,
Like,
we're like 100% of the size we are. So
Yeah.
That's pretty big to us.
yeah, exactly. But, like, you know, to the universe, we mean,
We're basically microscopic.
yeah,
Like,
you know,
basically.
it just, I don't know, it was a crazy documentary. I was stoned watching something on PBS at 3 a.m., you know? Like, you want to get the bong?
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't taken a bong rip in, like, 24 hours.
There's like
Unacceptable.
23.5 hours too long.
Yeah, right? I think it's kind of funny. We've kind of, like, touched on so many topics coming through this podcast.
Hell yeah, dude. I think we're gonna shut it down in a minute.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be that time.
What time is it?
Podcast.
Yeah.
2:30.
Damn.
I don't know how long we've been talking. We're gonna
I have
open
no
up.
idea.
Looks like almost 50 minutes. We're up to like 49.
Damn, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll be just closing it up now.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening if you made it this far.
Good luck.